They say death and taxes are the two inevitable things in life. And it seems like in our modern world, another thing is debt. So many of us have accumulated and acquired debt, especially as consumption and mass production has gone up in the last 100 some odd years. And it's left a lot of us, particularly Americans, holding a lot of debt and things owed. And when we pass away, we still, our estate, someone still has to settle or has to pay for those or responsible for paying for those. And that's what we're going to discuss today. What's going on, everyone? This is Courtney Rollins, as the intro shared. I'm the host of Life and Transitions Expert Podcast, here to talk specifically about probate. My niche and the way I put food on my family's table is through real estate transactions. And my focus is on helping families with probate, particularly when there's real estate involved. It allows me to serve, hopefully at a high level, and earn that right to either purchase the property and make a good income and add to wealth off of that, or help the family listing it and still receiving, the listing referral and commissions off of that. So yeah, here we are. So as the Durham County probate expert, I do not say that I'm an expert because I claim to know everything, but I am sharing my experience working with attorneys, working directly with the court, working with, of course, personal representatives in probate cases to help apply some of that knowledge to the future. And this is one of the situations right here. So quite often when I have a lead or referral, I'll sit with them during at least their first one or two conversations, or first consultation with an estate attorney, if they've deemed that an attorney is the best route for them. And I've sat in with many attorneys, but the ones that seem to have that, there's a theme that comes across ones who like really put their clients first, and since I tend to lean towards those professionals as colleagues in the space, I hear some really great strategies. And one of them is that although there may be claims and debts owed to the estate, you can and should negotiate those claims, because there's often opportunities for you to reduce the amount of debt that is owed, which will increase the amount of assets that are left over, which can be given or shared to the heirs that are dictated by either the will or by the Succession Act. Again, I'm not an attorney or a financial advisor, but I definitely recommend that you all take a look at this information and apply it as you deem fit. So, according to 2022 Experian study, the average American holds about $96,000, $96,371 to be exact, in debt. Credit card bills, medical bills, mortgages, student loans, these expenses add up. And again, the probate process is when someone passes away with assets in their name and debt in their name, and they don't have legal instruments such as, joint survivorship or trust. And I'm talking specifically about North Carolina, but these principles pretty much apply across many different states, but definitely, of course, check your state. However, but regardless, when someone passes away with the assets in their name or debt in their name, then it has to be settled if it meets a certain criteria. If the total amount of the state assets in there passes a threshold of $30,000 at this point of this recording in North Carolina, depending on some other factors. And you can definitely go back and check out some old podcasts that I have on claims, order of priorities, and who it needs to or has to open up probate to get more information there. But again, as I said, there are things you can do to reduce the amount of debt. So here are 4 tips I want you to consider when you're attempting to reduce the amount of debt owed on an estate to get yourself ready. First, when you get your letters of testament or letters of administration, if there isn't a will left behind or someone has to be appointed, you need to make sure you close all bank accounts or credit card account, all that stuff owned by the decedent. You can use that letter to do that. And once you do that, apply for EIN. It's a pretty simple process. You'll just use the information from the letters to apply. You'll receive your EIN hopefully in moments and seconds. And if you need help with that, reach out to me, or and I can help you along with that process. But you're going to take this EIN, and that same bank quite often, or choose one that you deem is favorable for you. But I usually just use the same bank that the decedent had an account in, and be able to open up an account. And quite often they'll just transfer the funds from the decedent's old account directly into there, or provide a check and you can deposit into that new account. Now, this is the account you're going to be using from this point on to pay any debts, to put money into that comes into the to the state that's new during your time as the administrator or executor, and it'll help you keep accounting very streamlined because you're using one account. So that's one thing that I would do. Also, in North Carolina, once you filed the notice of creditors and you've filed the 4 consecutive weeks and you've waited 90 days, gather all claims that that people have come to you. So all creditors, all folks who say that there's money owed, have that list there. So you'll be able to prioritize, you'll be able to focus, you'll be able to have that organized. That's number 2. So wait till the end of that 90-day period to gather all the and collect all the information that's come in. And so you have a clear picture of what to address and what to attack. Now, remember, this is number 3. Please, if you're not the executor or the administrator, do not make any payments. And in fact, if you are the executor or administrator, do not make any payments prior to that 90-day period. Make sure you give everyone a chance to make their claims, because there are, depending on if there's enough money in the estate or other factors, there are a priority of claims. So there's certain claims that have priority over other claims, and you can go back and look at different YouTube videos for that to see what's the priority or succession of claims. And so you don't want to be paying claims that maybe should have went to someone else, or might end up not having to be paid because of the amount of money that's left behind and all. And so once you have the understanding of once you have the account open, you have you waited for all the posting, you've gathered all the information, you're not making any payments until you see all the information there. Then tip number 4 is reach out to each creditor and contact them and let them know that you're the executor or the administrator, and that you would really appreciate resolving this matter in a calm and kind way. Discuss how are there ways that you can settle for a smaller amount, because you just for a smaller amount to reduce the burden, reduce the load there. And you'll be surprised. It's not a guarantee, but almost so many creditors will actually settle for pennies to the dollar. So let's say the state owes 10,000. Some are known to settle for 1,000, a little more, a little less, but you don't know until you try. And some creditors will even write off the entire claim. I've definitely heard and seen medical bills, especially if it was related to the death of the person, being written off. So you must ask, you must try, and don't feel like you need to be harassed by creditors. Remember, the Fair Debt Collection Practice gives you the right to say, hey, request this in writing, stop coming after me like that. And they'll have to, from that point on, share everything in writing. And it goes back to the tip number 3, because some creditors, once they have notification that someone's passed away, they'll try to jump line and try to make sure that you're dutiful and you're taking care of what you need to take care of. But they'll take advantage of you maybe not recognizing that their debt is not priority over some of the other debt that's out there. So please think about trying to reduce the amount of debt so that we can, or you can, hold on to more of the assets and more of the asset that your loved one wanted to share with you and the family. If you need any support or help doing this anywhere in the nation, reach out to me at estateproservice.com. If it's not me, I can connect you with someone who is a vetted estate professional in your area. You can always come to my website and sign up for a free one-on-one consultation. And I'd love to walk you through the process and see how we can help. All right. So this is Courtney Rollins. Would love for you to hit the like, subscribe, leave any feedback. I'm really appreciating the feedback we're receiving on this channel. Hey, if you're an estate professional, perhaps you're an attorney or a real estate professional or someone who helps families through these tough, challenging times, reach out to me. I would love to speak with you. Look at our old podcast. We have some awesome folks that we've interviewed in the past, and I interview at least one person a week, and would love for you to be a part of that. So reach out. We'd love to rock and roll. All right. Until next time, this is Courtney Rollins. Rising tides, it lifts all sails.